Hey, what's going on everybody? This is Justin Wolf from Wolf Customs, and we're going to continue on with the Predator Safety Series. Now in this episode we're going to be talking about hogs, wild hogs. Now I know wild hogs are not technically a predator, but these are still animals that are still extremely dangerous if we don't understand them, number one, and number two, if we don't respect them. Now, growing up, I was raised on a horse ranch where we raised a lot of different animals, and one of the animals that we had was pigs and hogs. So I understand how domesticated pigs and hogs act, but when it comes to wild hogs, we don't have them in our area, and it's something that I am not around. So of course I'm going to seek out those that have better knowledge than me, because I am not going to give you guys knowledge that I simply learned by a Google search or a video or something along them lines. I want to make sure that you guys get the best information possible. So when it came to wild hogs, there was one person that stuck in my mind, and that was my buddy Scouting Free from Germany. He has talked about hogs in the past and has had some close calls with them. So again, there's no one better in my mind that can explain the way that these wild hogs work. Now, something else, after you guys watch this video, I want you to do a little bit of research on pigs and hogs, because they are extremely fascinating creatures. I mean, extremely fascinating. The fact you can take just a domesticated pig, turn it loose, and just within weeks it starts turning feral. Its color of its skin starts changing. The hair starts getting thicker and more coarse. It will start growing tusk. And this happens within weeks. It's absolutely amazing. So I strongly recommend that you guys do your research on this after you watch this video here. So without further ado, I am going to turn this video over to Marc. And again, I am going to leave his channel description, or excuse me, his channel link in the description box, because I really want you guys to check out his channel, because he has some amazing videos. He's just a really great guy, and I just can't say enough good things about him. So anyway, hope you guys like this video.
Hello my friends, this is Scouting Free from Germany, and today I have the great pleasure to be a part of the Predator series on Justin Wolf's aka Greer Wolf's channel. So he asked me, Marc, you had several encounters with hogs, and maybe you want to share something about your experiences and how to handle hogs. So I'll be back in a minute. So all I want to tell you about hogs is that what I learned from my father, who's a hunter and who I've been hunting with. And he's an avid hunter, and he taught me everything I know about hogs. And I got a little bit of personal experience that I want to share with you. And before we are going into the very, very few attacks that happen, let's just go into the general setup of hogs, how they are living, how they are acting, and just to give you a little overview. So first of all, you have to know in Germany, hogs are most active from dusk till dawn. This is their time. This is when they love to be around, because they don't like encounters with humans, and therefore they chose from dusk till dawn. Less people are in the woods. This is where we come out to feed ourselves, to look for food that is on the ground, and all the other stuff. So most likely you will get in contact with hogs if you are in the woods about this time, from dusk till dawn, because this is the time where they come out and they don't think that you are in. Okay. So there are some seasons like fall where they are very active because they are looking for food for the winter time. So right now, as you might see here, I'm in the middle of a beech, oak and birch tree woodland, And this is what they like in fall, because they're the beech seeds, they're the oak nuts and all that stuff that they can gather on the ground. All the fruits are falling down, and then they can eat a lot for the winter to get more fat, to get through winter time. Another, and what you don't have to forget, is that in fall, hogs are into making babies. So especially the male hogs are very active. They seek the company of the female hogs, who used to live in larger groups. There's always one big female leading these groups, and male hogs are more into solitude around the whole year. But if it comes to fall, they are seeking for the girls, and this is where you can encounter female and male hogs in one group. All these rules have been working here in Germany for hundreds of years. But what happened, and many hunters can confirm that, is in the last 10 years climate changed drastically. It simply became warmer and warmer and warmer. So the whole cycle of nature, the circle of life, like making babies in fall, getting babies in spring, all this changed. We still have a peak in fall, but due to the fact that everything is getting warmer and they simply can get food kind of all the time, kind of in every season, there are babies born, hog babies are born in spring, summer, fall, or even winter. So you have to have in mind that hog babies are meanwhile born in the whole time of the year. Why I'm talking about hog babies? Because one incident that can happen is that you meet a family with hog babies, and this is one of the few moments where it can get dangerous. So now I'm showing you some images that will show you clearly that hogs are around. First of all, like I said in the beginning, there are kind of woods that they prefer, woods that deliver a lot of fruits, especially in springtime. But that does not mean that you won't encounter hogs, for example, in pine woods. The first thing I want to show you is what kind of traces they leave when they are digging in the ground for food and searching for larvae and roots. So this is a typical hog area, and if you take a look around, you see these dark spots here, and if you go a little bit closer, you'll see what happened here. The whole ground is digged out, and this is where hogs are digging to get roots, bugs, and other little stuff that is in the ground. So on a regular basis, this must have been a solo hog. On a regular basis, if there are several animals, that whole area here, like you might see, it's already a little bit dirty and mud and dirt is thrown over. On a regular basis, this all would be just pulled over, digged in, and it's very obvious that in that night hogs were searching for food. The second thing you might see are things like mud holes. Hogs love to get into mud holes to clean their fur. It sounds a little bit awkward, but they jump into mud and they make it full of mud. Their whole fur will be full of mud, and then the bugs inside there will get attached by this mud, and then they scrape it off on some trees, for example. So sometimes you will see big holes full of mud where they have been inside there. If you see something like that, be aware, this is where they really like to come back in a very frequent time. The third thing I want to show you is hog trees. Hog trees are trees where they are sharpening their teeth, and where they always like to scrape their fur. So I found one, and here are the images. So this is a hog tree, and as you might see here, it has been scratched on. And the reason why that tree is here is they like it to scratch their fur on it. They like to work with their teeth on it, and the whole bark is gone. And if you don't know why I'm here or taking a look at this special tree, right here is a hog stand. So the hunters know exactly that animals are coming back to this place, and they also know the signs. Of course, it is kind of handy to know how hog trails look like, and they can differ from this size up to 6 or 10 centimeters depending on how big the hogs are. So I have a picture. So this is an old hog trail. You see these two houghs, and here sometimes you see those two spots. I'll put a picture in there. That's a very old trail, so just can show you how it looks like. So these are the main signs where you can be sure that you are in the middle of hog territory. So first and foremost, it is very important to tell you that hogs don't like contact with humans. They simply smell you or hear you way before you have a clue that they are around, and they will get off. So in 99.9% of all cases, you just might hear the hogs running away before you even have some kind of eye contact. So hogs are per se not predators. They are just eating everything. But anyway, it does not mean that they are defenseless. So there are only a few incidents where you literally can run into hogs. First of all, it's like I said, from dusk till dawn. If you're there in the woods, this is their time, this is where you might meet them. And if you are very sneaky, if you're walking very silent, not talking, and maybe the wind is in your favor, it can happen that you come around a corner and suddenly there are 10, 20 hogs, kind of a family, being there, and you simply run into them. So what to have in mind is how to work with this situation. First of all, stop walking. Just simply stand still. Most of the time they will ignore you, except you're way too close. So if you face some hogs in a distance from about 20 meters or something like that, you have to go back very silently and very slowly. Don't make fast movements. Don't try to run, because this is where they might get surprised, and this is where especially the female hogs might think you're kind of a predator for them, and this is when they get protective. So if you just ran into a bunch of hogs or even a singular hog, what you do? First of all, you got to know their body language. If hogs are in an alert mode, their tail will rise up. This is something where you can see, okay, they are now in alarm mode. That's the first sign. The second sign is if they spotted you and they want to make it clear that you are too close, they will start doing some kind of heavy breathing. It sounds like or they start this typical piggy snoring stuff. Then you know you're definitely too close. Like I said it before, stay still and move back very silently, very calm, without any movement. The reason why I do this in this perspective is, best thing is, if you feel there's a tree go back and make that tree getting behind you and the hogs. First of all, you're out of their visual sight. That is calming them down. Another sign that hogs are pretty angry and pissed off that you are too close is they start bashing their teeth. And I can't make that sound, but it's like, and they show their teeth. That's what they do. It's really loud, and then you know, okay, now they are so close to get you. So these are the 3 signs that you have to have in mind if you have close encounter with hogs. Like I said, in 99% of the time of all incidents, they will be away, or they will rush away if they discover you, if the distance is big enough. But if the encounter is too close, these are the 3 signs you have to watch. Watch the tail, watch them doing that heavy breathing, that and watch them showing their teeth and bashing their teeth together. These are the last 3 warnings that you get before you get attacked by a hog. People say there are differences on the attacking mode of female hogs and on male hogs. The reason therefore is that female hogs will attack you, but the attack will be kind of short because they want to go back to their babies. This is they just want to attack you. They also will start some false attacks, just running wards to you and going back. A male hog is completely different. A male hog, if it is in attacking mode, it is going straight towards you. It wants to run you over and cause severe damage. One thing to know about hog attacks is that hogs are attacking you always directly. They are going to your front. They are not sneaking around and trying to get you from the side. Like I said, they are not predators. If they are going to attack you, they're going directly towards you. Most of the time, they want to attack your inner sides of your legs, where the arteries flow and where the weak parts are. Have this in mind. So, what to do if you get attacked by a hog? The problem is there are no such things like rules. First of all, it is be aware that they are coming straight towards you. Be aware that even, especially male hogs, can get several hundred of kilos, and they don't care if you are a tree, if you are anything, they will just run you over like tanks. So in my experiences that I had very close encounters. I was running into 2 hogs when we were hunting. There are these tunnels that they make in dense bushes to hide over the daytime, and I thought it would be very smart to crawl in there to chase them out of their place that they create. So if you see sometimes bushes, very dense bushes, at the ground you see some tunnels. This is where they go in. They make a little hole inside there and another tunnel is going out. This is where they hide over daytime. I discovered this one and I thought, yeah, crawl in there and chase them out. So I was sliding down that tunnel under all these dense bushes and I was facing them half a meter. And for this second I was shitting my pants. And they decided to rush out the other direction. This is why I'm very lucky to tell you this story. Okay, make a long story short. So the hog is attacking you. Make sure they are coming. They are always coming directly for you. And they are coming with a high speed. They can make up to 50 miles an hour. Power is speed multiplied with mass. So have in mind they can have several hundred kilos. This is something you need to avoid. So if they're coming to you and you already say, okay, it's too late, I can't back up. Like I said, try to get behind a tree. Try to bring that tree in between you and the attacking hog. Have in mind they are very fast. They will come around and chase you. So it might be some kind of a, a circle dance, but avoid everything that is happening close to you. The next thing you could do is if you can grab a big stick, take that stick, ram it in front of you in a 45-degree angle and try to protect your lower parts. Just like this. But never forget, these are heavy animals, and if this stick is not very sturdy, they will break it. Try just to get it in some way between you and the predator, and as soon as they are here, turn to the side and try to create some distance. So now it is storytelling time. Like I said, there are no rules. Hunters who were attacked and were not able to pull out their guns for whatever reason, they say, we got up on a tree. And this is what I really would do if you find some kind of accessible tree. Before you think about fighting a hog, try to get your ass up in a tree. Whew. This might be the safest place if you encounter angry hogs. Up off the ground, and believe me, adrenaline will bring you up there way faster than I did now. So, most of the time, if you have the option, climb on a tree. Because what hogs do is, they're not really forgetting very fast. It'll take them some time to be under there, to look up you. A friend of mine encountered a Hog Attack where they had to stay on the tree for about 10 minutes before they left. So this is my personal best advice that I can give you. Get yourself on a tree and wait until they leave. Especially if there are several hogs, a hog family. Now you're in their territory and maybe you gotta sit some time on that tree and wait until they leave. So finally, I just want to sum it up. Make sure to see and have a good idea of the signs of hogs being in the surroundings where you are. Take a look for the mud bath. Take a look for hog trees. Take a look for the ground that has been digged in very deep because they look for food, and take a look for their trails. Then have in mind, if you're having close encounters, in 99% of the time they will go away. Stand still, don't try to move fast, back up. If an attack is happening, they will going right to your front. Try to get something in between you and the hog. But before this happens, try to get the hell on a tree or somewhere where they cannot get you. Are these things I told you bulletproof rules? No, hell not. There are videos out there where hunters are on hog hunts and they shot on hogs, and the hogs were attacking them, and they had to shoot several rounds in these hogs to stop them. This is a very dangerous situation, and there are many hunters out there and many videos on YouTube that you can watch where hogs or wild boars are attacking hunters. And are there any rules? No, it is not like bears where you can experience how they will act. They will go for you, and I can't give you any more advice than being alert, get your distance. First of all, try to get up on a tree if it's too late. Second of all, get something in between you and the hog, and have your eyes open. So, thank you very much, Justin, for having me in the Predator series. It's very interesting to watch it. In the last video of the Otters Outdoorsman, I just didn't know about the different behaviors of black bears and brown bears or grizzlies, so this is very informative. I hope to give you a little inside view about hogs, and in my personal opinion, because I'm European and we don't have bear encounters, I'd rather sleep naked in hog territory than fully equipped in bear country, but this is just because I don't have any experiences with bears. So, thank you very much, Justin, for having me in that series. I hope you liked the video. Take care. This is all from me, your Scouting Free from Germany.
Well guys, I don't know about you, but I learned a lot that I did not know about wild hogs from Marc. And Marc, I want to say thank you, because that was excellent information. Just excellent information. And this right here, everybody, is the reason why I am not giving you this information myself, because it would just simply be regurgitation. These individuals have to deal with these animals every time they set foot in the forest. So therefore, in my mind, they are way more qualified to give you guys the information than what I ever possibly can. So another one that fits this category is moose. In my mind, they are extremely dangerous, especially during the rut or when there's young involved. And so I would really like to see someone step forth and come to me and want to share a video on what they themselves do to not necessarily protect themselves from a moose, but to prevent an attack. So anyway, if there's any of you guys out there that can give me that information, please hit me up. You guys can find me at wolfcustoms.com. You can email me at wolfcustoms@yahoo.com, or you can come to the Facebook group Wolf Customs. But anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed another video on the Predator Safety Series. I strongly look forward to more of these, and as always, have a good one.